So I've been using this LG Velvet for about a month. Should you spend your 600 bucks on it? Well, let's find out. Looking for tech reviews that give you the information that you actually care about? Then hit that subscribe button and be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. What are some of the things that you're looking for when you're buying a new phone? After I sifted through a ton of crap articles telling you what you should be looking for, I finally found what consumers actually care about. So when I take a step outside that tech bubble that most reviewers are in, I found that what people care about is not the same thing. Big surprise. So this isn't really in any particular order, but the best hardware. And what that basically means is your experience using the phone. Unlocking it, opening apps, general use. Number 2, who makes the phone and where you can actually buy it. Now, it's pretty easy when it comes down to figuring out which manufacturer you want to buy, but when it comes to where you can buy it, that's where it gets a little tricky. Number 3, price. Well, that's pretty straightforward. Number 4, battery. If you can't get through one day, what's the point? Number 5, the size of the phone as well as the size of the screen. So how does the LG Velvet stack up with this must-have list? Let's go ahead and break it down by each need. I shouldn't be surprised that people care about the hardware, because you, as a consumer, are doing way more research than you have 10 years ago. After all, this thing costs a monthly car payment, in some cases, rent or mortgage for the month. Now, my experience with the operation of the phone overall was actually pretty good. Unlocking the phone really wasn't 100% accurate, because that touchscreen is on the screen itself, and if you don't have it covered, well, it's not gonna open. I will say that it is nicer right now than my iPhone 11 Pro Max, which requires Face ID. And of course, if you're out and about at stores these days, you have a mask on, and well, you either gotta pull it down or you gotta tap to go ahead and put your code in. The phone opening apps didn't seem to be a problem. There was no freezing while opening or stuttering. And as well as using the app, I thought I really didn't have that bad of an experience. Now, moving from app to app, as well as swiping on the screen to get to the next page, I really thought it was doing a pretty good job. Well, LG is a larger brand, probably more well known for their TVs and appliances. However, they've been making phones that run Android since 2009. So I would hope the support would be something that they actually take pride in. Now, I really haven't had any issues with my LG phones in the past, so honestly, I can't say if it is or isn't good. Now, most brands you can actually just get through the wireless carrier where you're getting your service from, but I will say that I'm not really a big fan of getting any real help from wireless providers when it comes to buying your phone through them, because usually when you have a problem, you end up getting a raft of crap 10 miles long, especially if you haven't paid for any phone protection. With that being said, not to really trigger anybody, but this is why I buy Apple and Apple Care. But that's a discussion for a different video. So I have a philosophy when it comes to pricing levels of budget, better, and best.
Boy, Captain America over here. The best of the best of the best, sir.
When I buy budget, I hope for something better. When I buy better, well, I expect better to be some of the best options. When I buy the best, well, I expect the best. So with a $600 to $800 price range for a better phone, so far LG Velvet has met and in some cases exceeded my expectations. So I can say I'm extremely satisfied with a better phone. In addition to getting this device, you also get a dual screen function, and for some people, it's a multitasking beast of a phone. More on that in a moment. Now let me throw a caveat in here with batteries, because let's be honest, over the past years, phone companies haven't been able to keep up with the demand of what they want the phone to do and the battery being able to power it. So what's their answer? Well, larger batteries, which in turn means a larger device. So if you've got a larger device, you got a larger battery, but then you've got more to power it. So really, the idea of just making the phone bigger just to get a bigger battery isn't really the answer. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Now, I'm using this phone to do things like email, Instagram, Facebook, and watching YouTube videos, which I would think that most people do on a daily basis. Now, I can get through an entire day with some battery left, 10 to 15%. Now, depending on what else I am doing, I may not be able to get through that, and if you're a heavy user, look to get about 7 to 8 hours of screen time before you have to recharge. Now, if you can't make it through the entire day, that's where this device actually is pretty good. The LG Velvet has a quick charge, so you can fully charge and get back to 100% in about 2 hours. But if you use the secondary screen and you use it a lot, expect that screen usage to drop to about 4 to 5 hours, because it is pretty demanding. When it comes to screen size, while I don't feel like the Velvet is doing anything different than its predecessors, I just feel like the phones are getting way too tall. Now, the whole idea of filling out the screen for that wide view 16:9 ratio, it makes the phone kind of awkward to hold in my opinion. And also, I don't like the sides of the screen dropping off. It causes way too many accidental touches when I'm trying to use the phone. So now for the second display / case. LG's been doing this for a few years now, but I don't really feel like they've progressed all that much. Now, I like the improvement that they made to the case itself, getting rid of that whole mirrored front. That thing was just a mess, and a fingerprint magnet to boot. Now, the function of the case hasn't changed, and I don't think it needs to. I think they did a great job, the initial design. Could they make improvements? Sure, but I've got no problems with it. Now, if you're a big-time gamer on your phone, it's really cool because you can use the secondary display as a controller. However, there really aren't that many games, considering it's been out for at least 3 years. For the Google-only apps that are in the system that you can actually spread across both screens, it just seems like a lazy attempt. For example, look at the YouTube app. No, seriously, would you look at it?
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
I mentioned it in other videos. It's absolutely atrocious. Like for the basics, like watching a video on one side, while checking email or jumping on your socials. It's great to have the dual screens for that, so you're not feeling like the video is made really small in the corner of the screen, and you end up just having to move it around because where it's at on the display is blocking what you actually want to use in the app. Now, as a side note, I did download an app that doesn't cost anything that lets you spread any app across the display, but it's not really optimized for any actual use, and each time you go into the app, you have to go down and enable it. So should you spend 600 bucks on this phone? Well, the short answer, of course, is yes. With the added features you use on this phone, it make it a better product with a good amount of the best included. So personally, I like what LG is attempting to bring to the table with the dual displays. It really is cool to see, but I definitely want to see them advance more forward to let the dual screen be more consumer friendly. Alongside, of course, the heavy multitaskers, I think it'd be a good balance. What's nice is you can actually remove the case from the phone, so you don't always have to use dual displays, making it, in my opinion, a double threat. Now, if you want to see my first impressions on this phone, go ahead and click that video right here. And if you want to see how the phone compares to other devices when it comes to the camera game, go ahead and click that video right here. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. You all take it easy and have a great day.